Well, I want to read one sentence. Remember, this is the President of the United States. And this lawsuit says that the statements that the Wall Street Journal made tend to so harm the reputation of plaintiff, President of the United States, as to lower his professional reputation in the community or deter third persons from associating or dealing with him. That's the President of the United States saying that this article by the Wall Street Journal are going to have people not want to associate with or deal with him. So he's acting like he's just Joe Blow, and he is beyond a public figure. And the lawsuit is also stating that no letter exists, that the Wall Street Journal concocted this. As David Corn said in the previous segment, long as there was a good faith basis by the Wall Street Journal, though it's hard to believe that they would not have actually wanted to see a letter, that still is enough. So the lawsuit, I said it before, I'll say it again, is really an attempt to intimidate the Wall Street Journal and to possibly deter other reporters from other outlets or other media companies from, publishing a story when they get information.
Well, and to wrangle back the narrative.
Right. Can I just do a quick follow-up on something you said about in that lawsuit? So it says that this what happened here with the Wall Street Journal will cause third parties, all right, presumably all of us, not to want to associate with him, right?
Yeah.
So is he saying that the release of this story is worse than hearing him on the Access Hollywood tape?
You mean grabbing women by the private parts?
Yeah.
That's what this sentence says.
Okay, I just want to...
I do think it is. I mean, to Michael's point, it's important to, when we went through the reporting last night as it broke live on air, but in the Wall Street Journal reporting, they did a number of key, very important things,
Right.
Brandy. One, they called the president when they had reviewed everything that they had. They put their inquiry out to the White House and ended up on the phone with the president where he himself could weigh in on the story, and did. He denied it, and he threatened to sue, according to the Wall Street Journal, and they wrote that down. The second thing that they did was very clear about what this was. It wasn't Donald Trump himself writing one letter. There was a book that Ghislaine Maxwell had went out, according to the Wall Street Journal reporting, and sought out people, specific folks, to give birthday wishes to Jeffrey Epstein via these letters, compiled it and put it in a book. And then they ensured that they put in this reporting the description and also the actual words of this fictitious conversation that the president, Jeffrey Epstein, had that was written on this drawing. It was very detailed and descriptive. It seems like a lot of work went into this to ensure that the reporting was as solid as it could be.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal. I mean, it's not like some rag, right? This, as Donald Trump just called it a rag in his post, but it's not. It's a really great newspaper with really good journalists and a really strong editor-in-chief who, it was said, got the call from Trump yesterday.
Which,
and she
P.S.
decided...
has a conservative bend.
Yes, that's true. I mean, the Wall Street Journal has been very friendly to Trump in general in terms of his policies and what he's done. The editorial board seems to like him quite a lot. And so it's kind of a weird enemy to state. But like he said in his post about, talking about recapturing the narrative, his post to his followers on Truth Social listed this as just the most recent lawsuit to file. He said, I filed against CBS and ABC and the Pulitzers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is definitely, that is the messaging that he's sending out, and it's so effective right now. Right now, all of the MAGA people in his sphere, at least the influencers, spent yesterday having the same messaging. This is a nothing burger. President Trump doesn't talk like that. What is President Trump, a thespian now? Like he would do. Everyone was sort of really towing the line, except this is not swaying the die-hard conspiracy theorist MAGA base. It's just not. So, you have his lieutenants down the line that are really towing this line for him, but the base is still not having it. They are still focused on Epstein. They are still not satisfied with these qualifiers of what he's going to release. Any credible information, pertinent, what does that mean? I just think he's really going to have a hard time getting out of that, and he'd like to distract from that, but he is not able to.
Can I just make one point? Yeah. I do think it's important to say that the reporters never want to be the story. And when I was on the other side of this working with reporters, and even now, you never want to be the story, the journalists and news organizations. But what the president is doing and attempting to do to news organizations and journalists in this country is a very important part of covering the second Trump administration.
And I think that's important because, Denver, what you're seeing here is part of that deflection is making everybody else the story but Trump. So right now, it's the press, and he doesn't want that story to be focused on his base. But as Brandy pointed out in her piece, which she talks about, I want to know what's in there in the files, but that could be a price, meaning for the press and for a lot of folks out there, but especially for his base. Talk about the potential price his base may have to pay if they get what they want here.
It comes down to this. I almost wanted to pretend to be Mike Flynn during this whole interview to see how you guys took that. So we could have had a lot of fun with QAnon. But here's the thing. You know what they say, far-right conspiracy theorists? Nothing to hide, nothing to fear. So right now, my question is, why didn't Congress, just like, Comer did with Hunter Biden, why wouldn't they want to call Maxwell to actually talk about the 50th birthday? Why wouldn't Congress want to have her to come there? I mean, you want the facts out, right, Michael? That's what we want to do, right? The other thing, too, is that, and it's something that's been bothering me for a long time on this. How in the heck, right, do you blame other people for creating the own conspiracy theory yourself? And when you're looking at the base, what they're going to see with the grand jury reports, right, we're going to see if anything is redacted. If they don't see all the evidence, they're going to spiral. And a lot of people I've seen the far right's trying to message out of this, well, look, we're Pam Bondi, look, we're going to get the grand jury records. Pam Bondi, it's the beginning of the end. She's gone soon. She's not going to last much longer in this administration. I think they're going to have a fall woman. I think it's going to be Pam Bondi. And also to Brandy's point, I think he is a thespian. You think he pretended to be other people when he made a lot of phone calls planning himself into the press, if you all remember that. So there's that too. Plus he was on Home Alone. So I think you do have this issue where it's going to be very difficult, right, for the Republicans and the MAGA base to message out of this. And I think the Democrats can hit on this for years. I just don't see any way out for them, regardless of what they release. As long as they've waited to release this fever, the conspiratorial fever rises and rises and rises and rises and rises and rises until crazy starts to eat its own tail. And I've told people for a long time, crazy has so much more energy than sanity. And if crazy starts to turn that ship towards you, you better watch out. And even if it's Donald Trump, if it looks like that he is protecting a pedophile, and it looks like he is the one that QAnon warned about, there could be huge issues. And if the Democrats attack this, and if Tom Massey and Ro Khanna's bill gets through and not this stupid non-binding resolution that Ralph Norman's putting out, HRES 589, things could happen. But right now, this is just a huge way to try to throw fog right into a into a concert so you can't see the stage. And that's all Trump's doing right now.